You're listening to the N2K Space Network.
And now a word from our sponsor, SpyCloud. Identity is the new battleground, and attackers are exploiting stolen identities to infiltrate your organization. Traditional defenses can't keep up. SpyCloud's holistic identity threat protection helps security teams uncover and automatically remediate hidden exposures across your users, from breaches, malware, and phishing to neutralize identity-based threats like account takeover, fraud, and ransomware. Don't let invisible threats compromise your business. Get your free corporate darknet exposure report at spycloud.com/cyberwire and see what attackers already know. That's spycloud.com/cyberwire.
Today is May 28th, 2025. I'm Maria Varmazes, and this is T-Minus.
T-minus 20 seconds to LOS speed risk. Go for deploy. Roger, roll. 5.
China says pre-launch preparations are progressing smoothly ahead of the launch of the asteroid probing mission Tianwen-2.
4.
The European Space Agency has put out a call to the scientific community to select regions of interest on the moon.
3.
Sierra Space has been awarded a NASA contract to study the use of the company's expandable space station technology on the moon.
2.
Rocket Lab to acquire payload development and manufacturing company Geost for $275 million.
1.
SpaceX's Starship test flight number 9 fails to meet its mission objectives. Happy hump day, everybody. If you are anything like the T-Minus team, then you're slowly coming down from last night's excitement. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, then, well, stick with me. SpaceX's Starship launched for its 9th test flight from Starbase in Texas just after 6:30 p.m. local time last night. The launch had many objectives, and unfortunately not all were met, but they did demonstrate the first reuse of a Super Heavy booster. The booster itself performed a full-duration ascent burn with all 33 of its Raptor engines and separated from Starship's upper stage in a hot staging maneuver. It looked like all was going to plan. During separation, Super Heavy performed the first deterministic flip, followed by its boost back burn, and it also demonstrated its ability to fly at a higher angle of attack during its descent back to Earth. Then, when the booster ignited its engines ahead of its designated splashdown area, it experienced what they call a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. Yet another explosion in the Gulf. So then the attention went back to Starship. It made it to its suborbital trajectory to cheers from the team at Starbase and Mission Control Hawthorne. Next up was its planned payload deployment. However, things continued to go off nominal. Starship's payload bay door was unable to open, which prevented the deployment of the 8 Starlink simulator satellites. The flight continued, but later an attitude control error resulted in bypassing the Raptor relight and prevented Starship from getting into the intended position for re-entry. Starship then went through an automated safing process to vent the remaining pressure to place the vehicle in the safest condition for re-entry. Contact with Starship was lost approximately 46 minutes into the flight. All debris was expected to fall within the planned hazard area in the Indian Ocean. So, what does this all mean for SpaceX? Well, they say the failed mission objectives are all part of their plan. They collected a ton of data from the flight, which will give them the information they need to adjust and go at it again. SpaceX says, and I quote, "Developmental testing by definition is unpredictable, but every lesson learned marks progress towards Starship's goal of enabling life to become multiplanetary." For sure, they will wrap up the mishap report as quickly as they possibly can, and we'll see Test Flight 10, no doubt, in the coming weeks. Rocket Lab has agreed to acquire the parent holding company of Geost. Geost is an Arizona-based electro-optical and infrared payload development and manufacturing company and provider to high-priority national security satellites. Geost's offering include electro-optical and infrared sensor systems for missile warning and tracking, tactical intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, Earth observation, and space domain awareness. Rocket Lab has agreed to the acquisition from Lightridge Solutions, a portfolio company of ATL Partners, for $270 million in a mix of $125 million of cash and $150 million in privately placed shares of Rocket Lab common stock, plus up to $50 million in potential additional cash earnout payments tied to revenue targets. The acquisition marks Rocket Lab's formal entry into the satellite payload segment and is expected to close in the second half of 2025. Sierra Space has been awarded a NASA contract to study the use of the company's expandable space station technology on the moon. The purpose of this contract will be to ultimately develop innovative solutions for lunar surface logistics and mobility, supporting NASA's Moon to Mars architecture. The contract, which is under the Next Step 2 Appendix R for Lunar Logistics and Mobility Studies, includes everything from the potential use of Sierra Space's inflatable life habitat technology for tunnels around a moon base to tracking and storage of goods on the moon, as well as integration of the entire framework for habitation on the lunar surface. And staying with the moon, the European Space Agency has put out a call to the scientific community to select regions of interest on the lunar surface. ESA is asking the European scientific community to provide evidence regarding the locations which might offer the greatest opportunities for scientific research or that address fundamental questions. ESA is establishing a roadmap for the future of exploration and is looking for projects that are enabled by access to the lunar surface, using European lunar surface infrastructure to be established from 2030. More details about the call can be found by following the link in our show notes. And heading over to China now, China says pre-launch preparations are progressing smoothly ahead of the launch of the asteroid probing mission Tianwen-2. The mission is set to launch on Thursday and will conduct multiple deep space tasks in a single launch, including a flyby and sample return mission to near-Earth asteroid 2016 H03, as well as a flyby investigation of the main belt comet 311P. Tianwen-2's observations are expected to fill critical gaps in current knowledge about the physical structure, composition, and evolutionary mechanisms of small solar system bodies. The mission will span an operational period of 9.5 years and will target asteroid 2016 H03, referred to as Earth's quasi-satellite, due to its stable orbit near our planet. Researchers hope to gain new insights into the composition and evolution of early solar system bodies from samples they plan to retrieve from its surface. Following the sample return phase, the spacecraft will continue to study comet 311P, which resides in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Hey T-Minus crew, if you find this podcast useful, please do us a favor and share a 5-star rating and short review in your favorite podcast app. It will help other space professionals like you find the show and join the T-Minus crew. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Stay with us for the latest update on the NASA EASY mission. Is it ever going to be easy? We'll be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsor, ThreatLocker. Keeping your system secure shouldn't mean constantly reacting to threats. ThreatLocker helps you take a different approach by giving you full control over what software can run in your environment. If it's not approved, it doesn't run. Simple as that. It's a way to stop ransomware and other attacks before they start, without adding extra complexity to your day. See how ThreatLocker can help you lock down your environment at www.threatlocker.com.
Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant. 9.5 plus pH, now in cans.
Refreshing.
Made for every way you move.
Should I run a marathon?
Let's start with finishing that water. Smart Water Alkaline with Antioxidant, now in a sleek can. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
Welcome back. NASA launched the Electrojet Zeeman Imaging Explorer, otherwise known as EASY, aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in March of 2025 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The mission is now cleared to begin its 16-month-long scientific investigation after successfully collecting first light measurements and completing initial checkups. So it's going to be doing something involving auroral electrojets. So what exactly are auroral electrojets? Well, they are intense electric currents that flow high above Earth's polar regions when auroras light up the sky. They're produced during geomagnetic storms caused by solar activity, releasing bursts of energetic particles into Earth's upper atmosphere. And while they create beautiful auroras, they can also impact navigation and communication systems, as we've well seen before, as well as ground-based infrastructure like power grids. The EASY mission is the first space mission dedicated to studying the magnetic footprint of the auroral electrojets. And by analyzing these magnetic fields, scientists hope to solve decades-old questions about the structure and evolution of the electrojets. And this knowledge is essential for our understanding about how space weather can impact humans and our technology, from creating vivid auroras to triggering power outages or endangering astronauts. The EASY mission itself uses 3 CubeSats. These satellites are flying in a pearls-on-a-string configuration, following each other over the same spot about 2 to 10 minutes apart. As they orbit from pole to pole, approximately 370 miles above our Earth's surface, each satellite uses 4 dishes pointed at different angles to measure magnetic fields created by the electrojets. The data from EASY also sheds light on other magnetized planets, such as Saturn and Jupiter, and strengthens our understanding of planets in the solar system and beyond. Isn't space science just amazing? That's it for T-Minus for May 28th, 2025, brought to you by N2K Cyberwire. For additional resources from today's report, check out our show notes at space.n2k.com. We'd love to know what you think of this podcast. You can email us at space@n2k.com. Your feedback ensures we deliver the information that keeps you a step ahead in the rapidly changing space industry. N2K's strategic workforce intelligence optimizes the value of your biggest investment, your people. We make you smarter about your team while making your team smarter. N2K's senior producer is Alice Carruth. Our producer is Liz Stokes. We are mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester, with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilpie is our publisher. And I am your host, Maria Varmazis. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.
T-minus.
Hey everybody, Dave here. I've talked about Delete Me before, and I'm still using it because it still works. It's been a few months now, and I'm just as impressed today as I was when I signed up. Delete Me keeps finding and removing my personal information from data broker sites, and they keep me updated with detailed reports, so I know exactly what's been taken down. I'm genuinely relieved knowing my privacy isn't something I have to worry about every day. The Delete Me team handles everything. It's the set it and forget it peace of mind. And it's not just for individuals. Delete Me also offers solutions for businesses, helping companies protect their employees' personal information and reduce exposure to social engineering and phishing threats. And right now, our listeners get a special deal, 20% off your Delete Me plan. Just go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and use promo code N2K at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/N2K, code N2K.